All right, let's get it. So today I'm hosting the Trey versus Isaac fight. A fight that's, how do I explain it? Something that's been happening like to happen. Like, oh, delay this, delay that. That's like, I don't know. I'm excited. This is finally happening. So um, let's get straight to the questions. Let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Let's
All
do it.
right. So these questions are for both of y'all. So whenever you guys want to answer, I don't know if you guys can still see me. Switching
Yep.
from notes to. All right. First question. So, of course, training is the most important thing, before a fight. Um, so how many days are you guys training like a week for this? Like how serious are you guys taking this?
So, Isaac can go first. He's the guest.
Okay. Um. Well, I'm taking this fight seriously. I had to jump up weight, to kind of get where I'm at right now. When if I was announced, I was at least like 156, 157, almost close to 160. Now I'm at 168. Um, just training like try to train 7 days a week because I'm taking this fight serious. It's been 3 years, since the making of this, and I'm excited. Yeah.
Listen, I as much as I love to train and rest is important, so I try to go for 5 to 6 days a week, but also let my body, decompress after a hard week because I put in a lot of hard sessions. I've been doing little workouts here and there. I haven't really started fully camp yet, trying to get everything situated with the fight and everything. But I start camp on Monday, and I'm locked in. I already got the schedule out. I gotta lose weight, so I got my diet plan ready. Order my fight kit, so I'm locked in. Once Monday hits, it's really time, and me trying to get this belt is about to happen.
Right. All right. So as you guys both mentioned, one of you guys is going up weight and one of you is going down the weight. Do you guys think that any of that's going to affect your performance, especially Isaac, going up the weight, could cause him to go a little slower, but especially you, Trey. You are losing weight. I mean, um, like, do you think you're going to lose power or anything like that?
So a lot of people don't know this, but for that breakout fight, I accepted it 6 days earlier. I was at 189 pounds, went all the way down to 179, and first 5 seconds I dropped on my right. So I'm not really worried about losing power. I'll get even more quicker. This fight I'm looking to get to 173 ish, so I feel like that's like the perfect middle ground for me. Um, and I get enough time to rehydrate. Even though Isaac put a clause in there, I still have it. I don't need to hydrate more than 10 pounds. I'll be all right. I know I'll be fine. I don't know about Isaac, but I've put my body through this before in a shorter amount of span, like time too. So like, if I have a whole 8 weeks to drop 15 to 20 pounds, that's real dangerous. That's real dangerous.
What about you, Isaac? Gaining weight. Are you scared? You're going to be more slower. Less as fast as you are currently.
Well, I mean, I've always fought at a lighter weight, like 145 to 155, and the only thing I got to keep up with is my speed. If I wasn't training, I'd probably just be 170 pounds fat. You know what I mean? But kind of just train my body. Making sure everything is just pretty much pure muscle, and I feel like the only thing I got to worry about is getting my strength up, and Trey's gonna feel it, and I'm definitely gonna kind of take advantage of that. And I think fighting at a heavier weight kind of puts me in advantage as well because I used to fight heavy. I used to be like over 200 pounds, and boxing it that way. Obviously, I was slower, but I was strong as hell, and so kind of getting that strength back. I'm not scared at all. I got a good right hand, and Trey's gonna feel it.
All right. So Trey is 2-0, right?
Two
This is
knockouts, two
two
knockouts
not.
too.
This is technically Isaac's first professional fight that I know of course. So Trey, do you feel the pressure as much as fighting somebody else who has a record?
No, I don't feel pressure at all. This is everything that I wanted to do, and this is literally like I'm making the event happen in my hometown. This is everything I wanted to do. And him being his first fight, he's going 3 minute rounds. He's gonna have hard time in that ring. And me, I'm gonna be fine. 6 3 minute rounds. I'm sparring 10 12 championship type rounds upcoming in this camp. That's what I got planned. So I think I was gonna have a little bit more difficulty than anything, especially in 10 ounce gloves. I think he should take this very seriously because if he doesn't, this fight can end a whole lot quicker than he wants it to.
What about you, Isaac? I mean, technically, this being your first professional fight, I mean, is there any nerves in the back of your head?
I mean, of course, I've seen Trey fight. I mean, the two knockouts. I mean, the first one was a little questionable, but the second one against what's his name, Diesel. It's a little questionable, but I mean, he did drop him twice. So I mean, obviously, I'm not going to underestimate Trey. I mean, I'm going in there, you kind of ready to, you know, get fucked up. So I train to fight the best in the world, and kind of just taking it day by day. And obviously, when the when time comes and the fight happens, I mean, all the nerves are gonna be gone, and I'm gonna be ready.
All right. So let me look back at my notes. Sorry. Um, let's see. I mean, both of you guys are training. What would you guys say is the hardest, in this training camp?
I mean, for me, kind of simultaneously putting the event together and training, but also maintaining, the weight goal, and all that kind of stuff. But I think now that, since I'm training for 10 ounce gloves and I'm using lighter gloves, I feel like training is going to be a lot more. I'll be a lot more fluid and quicker. Last training camps I was training 16 ounce gloves and sparring in 16s, and I'll be sparring in 12s, training in 10 and 12. So I think I'll be a lot more quicker. So I think the only thing for me really is finishing putting this event together. I think it's the only challenge I have. I think I'll be fine with this camp. I'm not really worried about the fight itself. If that makes sense.
What about you, Isaac? What would you say is the hardest in this camp?
I mean, it's not easy to kind of like like we were talking about earlier, just kind of gaining weight. I mean, getting up there to 172. I mean, it's definitely rough, but I mean, kind of just like it's gonna be no excuse when the time comes, but that's the only problem I have. I mean, when it comes to my skills and what I do, my footwork, my head movement, and my power, I feel like that's all gonna be ready and sharpened by the time the fight comes. So I'm not really,
Right. So, I mean, especially this being in Ohio, this is technically Trey's home state, right? Like, do you feel nervous knowing that you're not in your, as like, how do we say, like in your town?
I mean, with the going to Ohio and kind of just like you know going to it's like Trey has home court advantage. You know what I mean? So I feel like going to Ohio and fighting in front of people I don't know and fighting in a different environment and I don't know how it is. So I mean it's gonna I'm excited. I'm more excited than worried and nervous. But I mean he has home court advantage and I feel like me beating him in his hometown it's gonna kind of it's gonna change everything.
Right. All right. So let me keep looking at my notes. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Um, let's see. So what are you guys doing right now for as in conditioning, you know?
My condition is already, I did track for 3 years and 1 year in college. So like my condition, I already know what I got to do. I'm outside running. I got a bike for my last camp, so I'm outside just biking wherever, a couple miles, doing whatever. I think condition is the one, like one of the advantages I have because
I think Trey, I think you went muted. I'm not sure. I guess we're having some technical difficulties as we wait for him to get back. There we go. Hopefully we can get this situated as soon as possible. While this, let me take a quick little break and get my notes situated over here. Let's see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can hear you now. All right.
About that, I was getting a call. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm not really worried about condition as much. Doing everything I can. I got a straight program that I'm gonna follow all the way through, and I'm gonna be good for 6 3-minute rounds.
All right. So, shoot. Hold on. All right. Can you guys still hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. To my notes. So, so of course, having two fights under your belt. I mean, what would you say is something that has prepared for you, or how do I explain this better? How has this? Mm, how has having more fights in Isaac has that given you any more lessons? Have you had any mistakes during those fights?
I've had a lot of mistakes. My last fight, I didn't really keep my composure. I was kind of fighting sloppy. But there were a lot of good things in there that I'm a work on, but a lot of bad things that opened my eyes. So I'm revamping my whole style during camp. Figuring new things out, trying out new techniques, trying out new angles and stuff like that. But I think being in the ring is very different than picturing yourself in the ring. I have the
Right.
advantage because once you get into the venue and once you see the ring and once you're actually in the ring, then like it gets real. So I think that's one thing that's to my advantage that I've been there before. I made the walk. I've gotten ready. All the nerves aren't as big anymore, and I think that really helps me in this fight.
Right. All right. So, um, so let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm a little nervous doing this. So,
All good, brother.
all right. So let's talk about defense. I mean, how would you guys say you guys are training for defense? I mean, both of you guys are new to fighting each other. I mean, we've only seen clips of Trey. Technically, I mean, you really don't know his form or his style. Isaac, how would you say are you training for more like? How is your defense going to be when fighting
Well,
Trey?
well, I mean, I think defense is number one. Defense, good defense equals good offense, and I feel like with Trey having that advantage, he's taller. He has a 4 inch reach increase on me, and if we punch at the same time, he's in it first, of course. So I mean, I think that's why it's important to kind of work on my head movement and my footwork, and it's gonna be impeccable, and it's gonna be perfect for that fight. And I feel like uh, you know kind of fighting a longer fighter. It's gonna be rough. Obviously, it's gonna be rough, and um, I've seen Trey's fights. I mean, like he knows how to use his length, and I just gotta be ready for that.
All right, so um, I mean, I know both of you guys have like a busy schedule. I would say. I mean, I'm assuming all of us here at work. I mean, do you guys think doing this? I would say part time because we're not up here to be doing this full time. Do you think that's going to affect any of you guys, especially you, since we're both going to be flying into Ohio? Do you think that would affect anything?
What, like, kind of doing this part time? You said.
Yeah, as like balancing this with your day-to-day life, you
Well,
know.
yeah, I mean, like that's why I was just, kind of be disciplined with myself, kind of just like, make sure that I'm not, just like sitting around bullshit. I'm working hard for this fight. I'm going to the gym, working on cardio, on my strength. I'm doing all that. So I mean, yeah, I got my day to day life going on, but you just gotta carve that time because I mean, this fight's 2 months away. I mean, I don't got time to be bullshitting. So I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
All right, so I'm assuming you guys are gonna have sparring partners, right?
Yeah.
So do you guys think how do I word this? But do you think sparring partners, at least this early on in your guys' career, you think sparring partners would how do I explain this? Because all right, so sparring partners. Are you guys looking for guys around your opponent sizes, or are you
Um,
guys fighting anybody?
Me personally, I've always sparred heavier dudes. So I think for this camp, kind of doing the balance and everything is 8.5, 9 weeks. For defensive purposes, I'm gonna be sparring big dudes. How to take the
Mhm.
shots, how to move around the shots. And then like kind of dudes my weight too, because the bigger dudes are as slow. They won't be as fast as Isaac will be. I'm assuming Isaac won't be moving like a heavyweight. So I gotta kind of find the balance of some heavy dudes, but also some light heavyweight dudes or lighter cruiserweight dudes for defense, and then for offense, I'm kind of finding people in my weight class again for light heavyweight and cruiserweight. So I'm just kind of for offensive purposes, I'm kind of finding someone that will match on their defense, and then for defensive purposes, I'm kind of finding someone that will match my offense. If that makes sense.
Right. What about you, Isaac? I mean, who are you trying to spar more as in?
Well, I'm not trying to fight shorter guys. I mean, spar shorter guys, because that's not going to do anything. I mean, you know, it's a smart move to fight, kind of heavier dudes to kind of, withstand that power and, kind of, like, just like longer dudes. I mean, and I already got it ready. I mean, I already know, I already got my partners ready, and, you know, it, it's going to be no problem.
All right, let's get to like some more personal questions. I mean, like, what are your guys' both biggest goals in this sport? I mean, you guys are still pretty young. I know Isaac's only 22. I don't know how old you are, Trey, but I'm assuming you're still pretty young. I mean, like, what is the outcome of this? What do you guys want more in the future?
I'm kind of taking my goals time by time. I mean, one of the goals I'm doing right now is putting this event together. On me, I'm having it in my hometown. So I want to bring this belt, win this belt in my hometown, make more events. I don't know if you're tapped in with SCB, Sam, Small Creator Box, I know Isaac is,
Yeah.
but I want to go to their promotions to take the belts there and go pro within the next couple of years and see how far I could take it. But I think this is perfect for me. It gets a lot of film on what I can do. My last fight got over 300,000 views on all streaming platforms, so I think I have brought a good audience into here and built my name off of something. I'm going to use that to my advantage and see how far I can take it.
What about you, Isaac? What do you see this? Do you see this more as like a future thing?
I mean, of course, I mean, I've been, doing boxing as long, I mean, I've been doing boxing for a long time. And so I think, I don't really have, kind of just like Trey, I mean, he has fights out there. I mean, I don't, but it's like, I feel like I'm really good at it. And, if you know, let's say I beat Trey, right? Let's say I beat Trey twice, right? The first one and the second one, right? Obviously, I'm gonna want to fight as many people as I can, when it comes to different promotions and, you know, kind of just like taking over pretty much, and then, one day to go pro, and that's what I want to do. I mean, I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and I feel like me doing that is gonna be pretty good.
And then I heard you mention a belt. Do you feel any more pressure knowing this is, I guess you would say, like a title defense? I mean, especially being this in your hometown. Like if Isaac loses, it's a lose and go home. But I feel like as you being your hometown defending a belt, Do you feel any more pressure?
No, I think this is as of now, I'm using, the labels of title fight, in my hometown, to build up the fight. But in the end, this is another day in the office. It's another day. I gotta do what I gotta do. I got a job to do. I got a job, a goal I set my mind to. I'm gonna go in there and complete it. If I win, obviously that'd be great. I would love to do that. But if not, there's a rematch clause in there. I'll be in Isaac's hometown next year, regardless win or lose. So I'm just looking for the next fight, and really, I'm just using it, as motivation, obviously, because
Right.
I love performing in my hometown. I played football, I was in track, did marching band here, so I performed for the community here for 4 years of my life. I loved it, so why would not continue it?
So I'm assuming you would have less nerves, being in front of a crowd. But as Isaac, I mean, he hasn't really never had the experience of fighting in front of other people. I mean, are you nervous about that, Isaac? Are you nervous that any mistake, and especially this being your first fight, could affect you?
Like I said, kind of being in someone else's home court, you know what I mean? It's gonna be different. And again, people that are looking, watching that I don't know, and it's just like, you know, obviously people gonna be rooting for Trey in his hometown. I mean, that's just by default, But kind of just like my goal is to shock the crowd. You know what I mean? My goal is to kind of just go in and obviously, I'm gonna be the underdog in this fight. So with me, let's say me winning, it's gonna that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the shot value.
Right. I mean, knowing this is like a pretty dangerous sport. Boxing. It's a contact sport. I mean, is there any fear going into this fight? I mean, I mean, any fear as in what if you guys get hurt? I mean, is there any nervousness about
Listen,
that?
I my mentality, has changed. My mentality changed about boxing when I had to train for my last week or last fight for that whole week. I went through hell, and I was like, I'm really ready to die in this ring. I'm going to war with my shield on my back, and we're at 6 3-minute rounds with 10-ounce gloves. I mean, if I was facing somebody like me, if I was Isaac, I'd be nervous. That's I was knocking people out cold with headgear and 16-ounce gloves. Imagine what the right hand will feel like at 10 ounce. I'm ready to go in there. I'm ready to die in the ring if I have to. I'm ready to compete. I would like, if the fight got messy and I got a black eye, it got bloody in there. I'm cool with that. It's it's nature to me now. I'm a fighter in life, so I'm ready for whatever.
I mean, you guys mentioned 10-ounce gloves. I mean, I'm assuming this is you guys' first time fighting with 10-ounce gloves, right?
Yeah.
Um, is there any way? How do I put this to a sentence? Being this lighter gloves, are you guys more nervous? I mean, anything can happen. I mean, it's pretty much just a little bit of padding. I mean, are you guys expecting to have a knockdown in this fight or not?
Isaac.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like with the strength I got and the speed, and I'm not gonna go in there just kind of just like brawling around, just throwing haymakers and shit. I'm calculated. I'm gonna take it one step at a time. And obviously, it's not 12 rounds, not 10 rounds, 6 rounds. So I gotta, kind of do as much as I can within those 6 rounds in 3 minutes, and that's enough time. But I mean, I feel like my prediction is, kind of just yeah, yeah. I think there's gonna be a knockdown for sure.
Well, hopefully, I mean, make this fight a whole lot interesting. Let's see. What other questions do I got? It's because I'm switching. This is kind of hard. All right. So, um, let's see. Let me find a good question here. I have a few questions here, but let me find a like a shocking question, like a question that's gonna last a while. Let's see. Mm, hmm. Mm, let's see. I'm not really sure, guys. Um, let's see. Let's just ask this question. I mean, what are your guys' diets looking like for this camp? I mean, I mean, I'm not really into, or not. I don't have a lot of knowledge into the diets. I mean, what are you guys eating to to prepare for this?
Last fight camp, I was eating a lot of grilled chickens. So and I got bored of that, so I got a better meal plan. I'm gonna like, it's gonna be healthy and help me lose weight, but it's not gonna be, just I was eating plain.
Hold on, your audio's going out, Trey. I don't know. It's kind of muffled now. Yeah, nervous. Let's see. Let me get some good questions, guys. Hold on. While we take this little technical difficulty, let me ask some questions.
You gotta
Let me
ask.
find some.
You gotta ask him the question too.
I know this is. I don't know.
No,
This is
like you
just
asked, I answered the question, but then he didn't answer the question.
right. I mean, I'm trying here, man. I'm trying here. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. All right then. All right, nervous, man. Of course, I'm doing this. Hopefully, next fighter, maybe if I ever host again, hopefully I'll be a little prepared. I mean, I was on a 30-minute notice, so sorry about that. Especially, you guys having not as many fights. I mean, there's not really a lot of questions I can really ask. You know, so hopefully, I don't know.
Just ask him question. You know, like the question you asked me, kind of just like
I'll try,
is
man. I'll try.
is he expecting to knock me down? Whatever, you know, just
Yes, sir. Well, let's wait for him to get back and then let's see if I can think of any juicy questions. Let's see. Well, at least I mean I've been able to keep this up for 30 minutes, so that's pretty good. Pretty decent as my first time hosting.
wait. Can you see me still?
Yeah, I can still see you. You see me? Anybody in the chat? I only see two comments, so hopefully people are tuning in to this fight. I'm excited for this fight 100%. So yeah, Friday. Put some comments on there. Let's see what's going on. I only see two comments from Boy Allen, Shell Allen, Benaz. I don't know. I don't know if you can see how many views we have or not. YouTube thing. I don't know if anybody I don't know if anybody in the comments have any questions I can ask. Would be pretty nice. Help me out a little bit as I am a little nervous. Yes, sir. Gusano KO. Well, I mean, I don't want to be biased here. Of course, I'm rooting for my boy Isaac over here, but I'm trying to be as biased as I can. You know, I don't want to almost like, oh yeah, Isaac's it's gonna beat you up or nothing. So hopefully I'm not. It doesn't seem like I am. Just trying to keep this as fair as I can. Yeah, I wonder if you'll be able to put any parlays on this fight. That'd be pretty neat. I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Of course, I'm joking. As you wait for Trey. Hey, shout out, shout out Jacob. It's my boy Jacob. Shout him out. Famous now, bro. Aiden. Shout out Aiden. Shout out my boy Allen. Shout out anybody who's tuned into this fight. Ask questions, guys. Ask questions, man. I don't know. I don't know what you guys. What do you guys think? Hopefully, there's people in here. I don't know. Kind of nervous. Shout out the fans. Shout out Ohio. Shout out Arizona. Shout out. Shout out Kusano. Shout out Allen. The boy.
He wants us to end it off, but I want to keep going.
To be ended. I mean, I don't know. Should we do this another time?
We can do it.
Just get it. You guys hear me? Like salmon. Oh, it's even better. What the heck? I like it. This angle much better. When is camp? Yeah, when is your camp, Isaac? When are you starting officially training?
Well, when I start like officially training is hopefully starting like Monday because I mean I already have like my coach ready. I mean I know what gym I'm going to. So
Why
I
not start
mean
now? Why don't you start now? I mean, this is your first fight, man. I mean,
I know.
you know.
Let's go ask a
See what's
question.
see what my boy Jacob said. This is from Jacob, not from me. Shout out Jacob, my boy. What helps you calm your nerves when you're preparing for a fight? I mean, yeah,
Um,
but
so I mean before a fight, I mean obviously I like listening to music. You know what I mean? So I feel like listening to kind of just I don't know whatever can I just whatever just hypes me up. You know what I mean? And kind of just being locked in and just have that killer mentality that I know I have and I know it can bring. And once I start training and once I'm fight ready, I mean, we'll be set. So yeah.
man, now that Trey is gone, why do I kind of right in my head? I got some good questions now, but yeah, he's Trey is saying that his audio's out, so I don't know. I don't know if we just end this. I don't know. Maybe another day. I feel like we should have a day for me to prepare because I don't know. Because I was expecting somebody else to do this. This was like kind of last minute type, like get pushed into this. So yeah. So shout out to everybody who popped out into the stream. Shout out Jacob. Shout out Aiden. Shout out my boy Allen. Hopefully this fight can happen. Yep. Yep. So I don't know. I guess we leave. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully next time I will be 10 times better at this. I don't know.
That's it.
That's it. All right. You guys have a
I
good
mean,
night. Happy Friday.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
I think we should have set up the stream a few days ahead. Not 30 minutes before we're supposed to do this. So
I
I
mean,
think I will figure this out.
I feel like if the I mean, if his mic and was working, we would have been good.
I don't know. Yeah, I think.
So yeah, my camp will start Monday. Um, kind of just get locked in by then. I mean, obviously, Trey doesn't know what he's going against, and that's fine. But I feel like once he sees how calculated I am and how I just break him down easily, it's gonna be a fight for sure. And I kind of seen how he fought against Diesel his last fight, and it wasn't the best looking. So let's just hope his new
But
camp isn't
I
gonna
mean, ten.
kind of hopefully his new camp will get him ready for kind of what he's going up against. And
Right.
yeah.
I mean, a fight's a fight, man. I mean, it's a fight under his belt. It's helping him. Train to be a less nervous. This is your first fight, man. This is like a go big or go home type of situation. Because I mean, would you lose motivation if you were to lose? Like,
I
that's
feel
it for
I feel
me.
I feel like me. Let's say I lose. it's just gonna push me to go 10 times harder for the next for the rematch. And I feel like, let's say I do beat him, kind of like, is this gonna is gonna make me want to, kind of, break him down faster in the next one, And so I feel like I'm gonna knock him down. Um, I'm gonna capitalize on, his wild overhand right, and I know he likes to do a lot of feints. So I mean,
Right.
I know what I'm going up against. I studied what his fight, and it's nothing. I wouldn't fly to Ohio just to know I'm not gonna have a chance. You know what I mean? Now I wouldn't, like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
we doing? Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Like, why am I gonna why am I gonna waste money going to Ohio if I know that I can't do it? And so I
Yeah.
mean, I think he kind of messed up, kind of letting me go up weight, because now I'm gonna be 10 times stronger than I was before, and a lot faster. So I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do with his life, but just tell the world,
Yep.
I'm gonna beat Trey. It's gonna be unanimous. I mean, it's we've been talking about this for a long time, and you know he's gonna repeat himself over and over again, and we'll see. Now it's real. So now hopefully he knows how real this is, because I'm actually gonna go. I'm actually I'm actually sticking with my word, and then we both have we're both kind of getting this together, and it's gonna be easy, bro.
You look, man, Trey. I don't know, man.
I mean,
Hey,
look,
man. Let's
look,
let's
look,
let's
look. I mean,
let's. Oh, were you able to do that? Like, how you do that? You do that? Hmm. I don't know, but I mean,
well,
no,
I mean, we'll
of
see. I mean,
course.
because it's like I'm not gonna go to. I'm not going all the way to Ohio for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go in there and do what I gotta do, because he's ready for war. I'm ready for war. He said he's gonna die in that ring. Shit, I don't care what happens to me. As long as I come out with that W, and nothing's dirty with the ref, or he doesn't fight dirty. I mean, it's gonna be, it'll most likely be in his favor in his hometown, but nah, I'll make sure it's gonna go my way 100%, 100%.
I
Yeah,
mean, let's just be respectful. I mean, let's just be respectful to each other too. I mean, this is a very dangerous sport, man. We want to fight clean, and fight right. But I
100%,
guess,
100%. And I respect Trey, because and hopefully he respects me too, because I'm going over there to kind of, you know, pretty much knock him up in his hometown. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking this fight seriously, and I'm nothing like Diesel and the first guy he fought, where he faked the knockout. Because uh, I'm a whole different person, like, and there's one clip of me of me fighting somebody, right? And obviously he's not gonna, that's not gonna show a lot, but it did show a lot. It showed, that guy was 6'2", 6'3", 210 pounds, 220 pounds, and I was slipping his punches. I was calculating him. I got him with the overhand right, like it was nothing. I mean,
hey man, let's save the smack talking for the next
no,
fight,
no, no.
guys.
Because look, I'm gonna
No,
keep it a
no,
buck.
no, no, no,
I'm,
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
keep it.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
keep it
no.
a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, because I mean the first fight. Okay, like Trey. I mean, this was supposed to be the face to face. You know what I mean? And we are supposed to talk shit, but I'm gonna just go through it. You know what I mean? Like the first one. I mean, like I can pull it up right now. I mean, it looked like a fake knockout. I mean, he got him with the right, but then the guy like tumbled down, and then he went to sleep. So I know I don't really get that. I mean, but look. Yeah, because I mean, look, because I was answering questions first. I mean, so I mean, once we're at gonna answer all the questions, I was gonna do my thing like I always do. So I mean, hopefully Trey's he's ready. He knows what's coming for him. Um, you know, Obviously I'm the underdog in this, and I'm gonna talk my shit. And it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be really, really exciting. And like I said in my post, like I'm gonna dethrone the false king because King Trey, he's not a king. He,
All right, man. All right, man.
he hasn't fought anybody to kind of take that name. So I don't know where he got the name from because he got that name before he started fighting, before he started doing all that shit. So I mean, I'm excited, and I'm ready. My adrenaline's
Oh,
going through, and
let's.
I'm taking this fight seriously. So I really hope he does too, because once he starts underestimating me and he doesn't take the camp as serious as I want him to, it's gonna fuck up on his side 100%.
All right, man. All right, let's just save all this talk for the next face to face. A natural. Let's have this set up properly. Get the right equipment. Hopefully we can get some headphones. Hopefully that can help with the audio. But yeah, let's just keep this for next week, guys. Or Monday. So let me as a host, let me prepare a little more. At least I'll have a few days to prepare for this. Ask some better questions because not gonna lie, these questions I was asking are kind of cheeks. These are just questions I just put out of my butt, to be honest with you guys. So yeah. All right, happy Friday, guys. I'll see you guys Monday. Yes, sir. Hopefully Monday I can host this again. I would like to host this, man. If I can even host a fight, that'd be pretty neat. So all right, man. Outro music. Put some outro music in the sun.